Hello and welcome to Vlogmas the 5th. And here is Whitney. Oh, if you've seen earlier, she was playing with Aggie the bunny. And it was so cute. And she was running away and wagging her tail, and Aggie was jumping up to it. It was really, really cute. Wasn't it, Win? Yeah? There's Wally behind me. Yeah. So, yesterday evening, up in bed, I did some more of my candy cane sock. I did go and look in my stash, and do you know what? I know I had like an emerald green leftovers. Couldn't find it anywhere, so I must have used it for something. So I found this. And this was Craft House Magic, and I got this, I made some socks from this last year, and it's called Mistletoe Kisses. And I think, do it right, that's going to be okay. I wished it had been a darker one, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, that's what I decided to do. I think there's, what was it in the other part? Because this was a sock set. Yes, it has got, can you see the little flecks in there? So I think it will look all right. There we are, it's growing. So yeah, happy about that. I did some more of my advent. It's the bunny, because they're out, they're jumping in and out of their cage. So, look, we've got a point coming up there now. Can you see there? Really good. And that's what's left. So I should be able to get another row and then start on two of the minis that I bought. So yeah, so I will be doing some more of that today. And like I said, Jessie, the plan is to do the whip stitch on my Jolgrung collar, and I'll do the buttons tomorrow. So we'll see if I get to do a bit of cross stitch today. We'll have a see on that one. So let's do the advent. Just gonna have a little drink of my tea. I've just took some pain relief. I'm really not good again. Okay, so we'll do Ivy last. Let's do the discreet unicorn. I don't think I'd get this again. I'm just being, you know, truthful to how I feel about it. You probably think she's being picky, but it's a Christmas advent. That's absolutely fine, but I think the stickers could have been a bit more Christmassy. And when I've even done whatever yarn one I've done. I've done green lambkin, burst. No, was it Burst Street? No, it wasn't Burst Street. Was it Burst Street? I can't remember now. The one I had last year. You've got a little stitch marker in there, you know, in extras. But this one has literally been the yarn. And yeah, I'm a little bit about it, but you don't know till you try these advents, do you? But I'm thinking next year, because I'm going to be doing a mini swap with Linda, Dotty Duckling. Hiya! So yeah, we're going to do that, which will be really exciting. And I might do the green lambkin again. So anyway, let's have a look. So we got a pink. So that'll go, I'll say, because I'm doing alternates with the minis. So we'll play that as we go along. But yeah, that's that one. Right, spinning. Now, don't forget these were, hang on, what have I done here? Have I done it right? I missed one. Hang on. Yeah, that would be right. Hang on, I've missed. I'm in a pickle now. Have I picked up the wrong one? Hold on, let me have a look. Rewind. Because it's the 5th, I took out the 5th because I'm doing alternate days. Number 3. So we've got to forget about that pink one. Oh, we've got a lilac one. There's a few speckles in there. So it's pretty. Okay, let's go back to, no, I've never got the right one then. 3, I've got the wrong one again. Hold on. 3. Okay. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, I didn't get the list. I'm not organised today, am I? We'll get the list for the name. Oh, do you like that, Winnie? Is that pretty? Look at this. And the one that I spinned yesterday, which had the bamboo in it, oh, I didn't even have to adjust the tension. It spun up really lovely. Yeah, really pleased with it. Right, okay, let's get the list to show you. Hold on again. Winnie's well there, isn't she? Winnie, is it the Winnie vlog? You're nosing out the window. Right, okay. So, this one is, just make sure here. Make sure I've got the right number. It's called French Hens, 14% silk, 86% merino, blended top. That is beautiful. And this is what I managed to spin yesterday. So there it is. If you look, I don't know if you can see. So it's good girl, looking really nice. But yeah, it was lovely to spin, really lovely. I might have to put you down in the corner, Winnie. Hold on. Let's move these bits, shall we? Oh, not enough space, is there? Right, over there. Over there. Whoop. Let's move Ivy. Right, look. You go down there, look. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. So let's do the book one. Whoop. Okay. Where are you? Ah, there it is. What do you think it is? Let's have a look. Ooh. Got a pencil. Now, it says, books are magic. That's a nice colour, isn't it? It's there. Oh, there we go. Okay, Ivy, it's your turn. Now, what are you thinking today? Let's have a look. Yeah, Perth. Right, the paper. A brand new Christmas jumper. Let's have a look. Oh, look. Oh, I love the colour. It's going to go really well with the skirt, isn't it? Ivy, you got a jumper. Let's put it on. It's going to keep you. Let's put it over your head first. Oh, I like the little patch on it. How cute is that? The bunny's playing with their toys. They're rolling around the ball. That is so adorable. Oh, yeah, that really does suit her. Look. I think she looks happy with that. Keep her nice and warm now. Oh, it does go well, doesn't it? Oh. She does. She's a happy panda, isn't she? Oh, that's so lovely. You're so clever, Paula. You really are. So, see you there, Ivy, for now. Right then. Yeah, so I'm just gonna rest. And do what hopefully I've said to you about. Like I said the other day, time in a day just really does go quickly, doesn't it? It really does. I've still got Christmas cards to do, so I'll do them in a couple of days, get them sent out. I've actually got something special, but I can't say because of me sending out. But it's such a lovely idea that I'd found. So yeah, I've got to be doing that. Didn't get any wrapping done yesterday. Abby popped in to pick up Teddy. She had the girlies with her. We were talking about them going to Disney. Then my ex rang. He's going to see if he can find me a few bits over there that I probably would like, because they're going to go to Target as well. So yeah, that was nice. And yeah, so you say the girls are talking about Disney and the doggies were excited. But yeah, so wrapping didn't happen. So I'll see how I feel a bit later. I'd like to get them done by this week, so I haven't got to worry about them. They'll be done. But we'll see. We'll see. Are you done with your wrapping, or you still got to wrap? Some people love it, don't they? I just don't. I do wrap them nicely though. I do the ribbon and all that around it. But yeah, it's just the way I feel. It's just an effort. It really is. But anyway, no bar humbug. Oh yeah. So obviously I've been watching all these Christmas vlogs. There's so many out there, isn't there? Now, see if I can remember. There's one, if you're interested in history, like into the Victorians, Edwardians, you need to go and watch Jerry Landers. Oh my. It's what she does. She's got all authentic things from that era. And it's just so cozy. And she tells the history of the things that she's got. She is a crafter, but her crafts are amazing. She's well into her garden during the summertime, but her Christmas things are beautiful. I highly recommend you go and watch her, Jerry Landers. I think there's another name on it, but I'm sure you'll find her on YouTube if you put that in. Jeri. Oh yeah, I highly recommend. Now, there was another one I found. I can't remember the name. When I watch it today, I'll have to write it down and I'll tell you tomorrow, because she is lovely, really lovely. Another one I found, she's a vintage knitter, and her mates are so pretty. She makes her clothes as well, but yeah, I'm going to write them down and I will tell you tomorrow, but highly recommend. So that is it till this evening, where we will do this Christmas Carol story. Again, thank you so much for your kind words about the reading. It is really lovely. All right, Waltz. I've got a post box on my wall, Why did I put it through the letterbox? And one of them's been bent. What the heck? Okay. Oh dear. Anyway, that's the end of a smile. So I will see you a bit later. Bye. Hello and welcome again. So we've got Wally at the back there. I don't know if you can see Peach. You can see an ear of Peach. Eddie's beside me. And here's Winnie. Yeah. It's pouring down and it's really hitting against the window, and Winnie, he's not happy. Are you? But you haven't got to go out in it until you have to go to the toilet. Hopefully it'll stop by then. Hey. That's my nose. She's been such a good girl. Okay. Now, before I go on, I've had a lovely gift come today and I don't know who it's from. But thank you so much, whoever you are. It was so lovely of you and I love it. Let me show you. It was such a lovely surprise. Give me this little bag. It's gorgeous. Look at that. I really love it. It's adorable. Thank you so much. Honestly, I really appreciate it. And it was such a lovely surprise to come here today, especially the way I've been feeling. Honestly, it's beautiful. So I will be putting this on the tree, and tomorrow morning I will show you where it's gone on there. But it's gorgeous, so thoughtful. I would love to know who it was so I can really thank you personally on a message. But really kind, thank you. So kind, really kind. So put it in there and then I'll put it on the tree. Lovely surprise. So, a couple of little gifts I got yesterday were from the girlies, my granddaughters. When Abby came in, Mila was holding a poinsettia, and oh, it's a red one, so pretty. And also the little girlies, Mila got me Murray mints because I love Murray mints, and they're always, I always get a packet for upstairs beside the bed. Yeah, I just love them. And in my shopping, when I did my order, they didn't come in the shop. Obviously they're out of stock. So that was so lovely that they got me some out the shop. And also little Evie got me these. Yum, yum. So cute of them. And I don't know if I've said, they're moving house, and when they come back, they arrive back, I've got to get this right now, they arrive back the 16th, and if everything goes as it should, they're moving house on the 20th. Yeah, stressful. So obviously they're going through all their things, and Mila come across these in her room, and she thought of me, and because she knows I love Sylvanian things, and uh, they're not Sylvanian, but they look Sylvanian, except one thing. Let me show you. They're just so adorable. So I'm thinking I'm going to put them in the caravan when it's back out after Christmas. So they'll sit in the living room till the caravan's back out. Show you. Look at they wobble their heads. That is just so cute. And she thought of me. I love it. So that's that one. Got a little bear. Look at the little smile on that bear. We've got a little girl owl, and her head goes round. This one, little duck. Isn't that adorable? So I think so much of that, and like the sweeties, and they're honestly got little hearts of gold. They really have. So yeah, I'll probably sit them over here so I can see them. Because obviously the girl's gonna be away, and I really will miss them. But they're gonna be FaceTiming me, and they're gonna have an amazing time. They really are. But yeah, I really thought a lot of that. It means a lot, really does. So there we go. And he says, "What are that? Are they for me? No, they're not for you, little girl. Sorry." Let's see what Santa brings you. Hey. Oh, okay. I've got a fruit tea here. A little drink. I've got a bit of a sore throat, so I mean I've had my flu jab, so I'm hoping I don't come down with something. Right, something I want to show you that I bought from Etsy, and it's to hold your mini skeins, so that you don't have to roll them up in a ball. So here it is. So this unscrews, so you can maneuver it on what size your mini is. Now I'd wished I'd bought the extended bit now, but what I'm thinking is that the double knits that I'm using at the moment, obviously I don't use, this is the first time I'm doing double knit minis, because I normally do 4-ply. But I'm thinking of messaging them and asking if they could sell me the just extended bit. So yeah, I'll message them tomorrow. But it's brilliant. So these bits, it all comes like that, pushes down, and these are loose with it in the package. Now let me get I did put the card, leave the card out. Let's have a look. My sweeties. So like I said, they're on Etsy. There they are. There it is there. And they do different colours. So obviously I went for this colour. But yeah, I mean, I ordered this the other day, so delivery is really quick, or if you want to get to someone for a gift. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it. The minis, I say the DKs that I'm using goes about that much over. And also you've got these which bring it out more to take the slack a bit more, but this just needs a little bit more. So yeah, I'll message and see if he can, because he does it on his 3D printer, laser printer. So yeah, if you're needing something like that. Another thing I'd like to get is, I don't know if anybody can let me know, a winder, a mini winder. Also me doing my spinning now, that'd be really brilliant. So yeah, if anyone knows where I could get one, that'd be really great. But anyway, good, happy post that. Right, I've done some more advent. I'll show you. You're not settling there, Winnie. Come and sit here, look. Come and snuggle, look. You're going to lay there? You snog. Yeah. Wally's even been laying in her bed. Right, so... let's see... so, I've completed one pentagon. And now I've got that main bit. It's just carrying on from like I was at the beginning. So you end up, when you've completed that set of pattern, you have your 56 stitches again, and then you work the same rows. But look, and I've put the new mini skein that I bought as the little bundle. But I think it looks nice. I mean, this, where is it? I rolled it up so because it wouldn't fit on, it was fit on the holder, but I don't think she's going to do one of these, but we'll see. If not, I'm just going to add another one for my lucky dip, to get one of the pentagons again completed and then start my advent again. So that's the idea. But I could sit all day and just do that. It's a lovely pattern. So that's Craft House Magic. Yeah, highly recommend it. It's a good pattern. Okay. I've done the whip stitch on my jumper, which is the buttons, which I'll do tomorrow. And the collar is standing up. Look, really happy with that. I've left the needle in there for the buttons. The only thing I'm finding with this yarn is that it's peeling. So I'm a little bit sad about that. So I don't think I'll be getting paint box yarns for this, knitting a garment again. Other than that, it was nice to knit with. So yeah, just got to put the buttons on now, and I'll be putting them, you know, here and there, not too full. But yeah, I've got to get rid of that peeling. Never mind. So that's that and that. So I've got 2 balls and that over, which is really good, isn't it? So I'll show you, well, later in the day tomorrow with the buttons on there. Oh, another thing, I'm starting at the Beatrice Potter cardigan by Ophelia Talks in the 1st of January. Another thing I want to do, and I was talking to Beth about it, I was going to get a journal, but I find it hard what to write. So I've come up with an idea, well, Beth most of it, of having it like it's saying how do you feel, and having little images of faces that you colour in, what you want to achieve that day in craft. Beth's doing it for me. She's actually making it for me. She was, now when was it? Tuesday, when we FaceTimed. She's so good at things like that. She really, really is. And she was going through all this planning and putting these things there. And she goes, what do you want? I said, also like gardening on there. And I said, one thing I'd like is that for Christmas, so I can write down what gifts and all that sort of thing. And oh my, what she showed me, she's done so far was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. She's found because it's going to be, you know, the binder rings. I wanted it to be A5. The holder she's found for me has got a sleeve at the back, and what she's doing is amazing. So I thought it'd be nice that in the new year, when she's here, she can show it and she can tell you what she's actually done. But it's honestly, she is so clever at it, really clever. I mean, the amount of different pages she'd done already when we were just talking. But I love it, and also with the craft. And she's got 10, what do you call them, blocks, so I can write. No, she said, how many things do you think you'd complete in a year? And I said roughly no more than 10. It'd probably be less than that. And I also wanted somewhere I could put a picture. I have a little mini printer of the finished item. And I thought also with having something like that, because you can get knitting journals, crochet journals, all types of things. This would be all in one place. And I can't believe we just came up with that idea, just having a natter. But I can't wait for you to see it. But I want Beth to show you it and talk to you about it. So I'm really excited for that in the new year. So I've been on Temu, and I've been ordering, I've ordered some tapes, washi tapes, some stickers, bits and pieces. I've ordered some gel pens. Yeah, so I'm really excited for that to come, and I will show you. So yeah, Really excited about that. So let's get on to the Christmas Carol. Oh yeah, another thing. Now I wrote it. I was saying about the vlogs this morning. I said Joey Landers, she's Hopalong Hollow. And I wrote it on my pattern. Emily Kate made this, she's called, and she's the vintage lady I said about. She's just so lovely. She really is lovely. So yeah, highly recommend her too. And another one, Bella and Stitch. She's just got such a calming vibe, and her makes, yeah, it's just so lovely. So I recommend her too. But yeah, these are the ones I'm watching, watching through, and I thought, oh, you might like this. Another thing I've been watching on ITVX, I don't know if you know, the Robson Green, I can't think of the other person's name, and they did Christmas lights. Now they've done Northern Lights, and it is brilliant, really good. I think I'm on number 3, but yeah, it's another one. Oh, I highly recommend to watch. Winnie, that's my gift. Whoa. Oh. Oh, he's fallen down the back. You all right, Winnie? Where is he? There he is. You all right, baby boy? Did you just fall down the back? Do you want to come on here and say hello? It wasn't Winnie's fault. I'm going to show your face. Yes. It wasn't Winnie's fault. It was me. I moved the cushion. I didn't know you were that near me. He'd do anything to blame Winnie. Yeah. No. Good boy. Okay. Should we read this story, buddy? Oh, that was a noise. That was funny. Oh, stop being grumpy. No. Don't mind, he's growling and wagging his tail. Let's be nice to Winnie. Let's be nice boy. Okay, we got up to he's with the first Christmas spirit, and they have now arrived outside the warehouse of Fezziwig, who he used to work for. Okay, I'll start from that part where I ended. The ghost stopped at a certain warehouse door and asked Scrooge if he knew it. Know it? Said Scrooge. Was I apprenticed here? They went in at the sight of an old gentleman in a Welsh wig sitting behind such a high desk that if he had been 2 inches taller, he must have knocked his head against the ceiling. Scrooge cried in great excitement. Why, it's old Fezziwig! Bless his heart! It's Fezziwig alive again! Old Fezziwig laid down his pen and looked up at the clock, which pointed to the hour of 7. He rubbed his hands, adjusted his capacious waistcoat, laughed all over himself, from his shoes to his organ of benevolence, and called out in a comfortable, oily, rich, fat, jovial voice, "Yo-ho there! Ebenezer! Dick!" Scrooge's former self, now grown into a young man, came briskly in, accompanied by his fellow apprentice. "Dick Wilkins, to be sure," said Scrooge to the ghost. "Bless me, yes, there he is. He was very much attached to me, was Dick. Poor Dick. Dear. Oh, yo-ho, boys," said Fezziwig. "No more work tonight. Christmas Eve, Dick. Christmas, Ebenezer. Let's have the shutters up, cried old Fezziwig, with a sharp clap of his hands, before a man could say Jack Robinson. You wouldn't believe how those two fellows went at it. They charged into the streets with the shutters 1, 2, 3, had 'em up in their places, 4, 5, 6, barred 'em and pinned 'em, 7, 8, 9, and came back before you could have got to 12, panting like racehorses. Hilly ho! Cried old Fezziwig, skipping down. There they are, with his wife. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Sorry. Hilly ho! Cried old Fezziwig, skipping down from the high desk with wonderful agility. Clear away, my lads, and let's have lots of room here. Hilly ho, Dick! Cheer up! Cheer up, Ebenezer! Clear away. There was nothing they wouldn't have cleared away, or couldn't have cleared away, with old Fezziwig looking on. It was done in a minute. Every movable was packed off, as if it were dismissed from public life forevermore. The floor was swept and watered, the lamps were trimmed, fuel was heaped upon the fire, and the warehouse was as snug and warm and dry, and a bright ballroom as you would desire to see it upon a winter's night. In came a fiddler with a music book, and went up to the lofty desk and made an orchestra of it, and tuned like 50 stomach aches. In came Mrs. Fezziwig, one vast substantial smile. In came the 3 Miss Fezziwigs, beaming and lovable. In came the 6 young followers, whose hearts they had broke. In came all the young men and women employed in the business. In came the housemaid with her cousin the baker. In came the cook with her brother's particular friend the milkman. In came the boy from over the way, who was suspected of not having board enough from his master, trying to hide himself behind the girl from next door but one, who was proved to have had her ears pulled by her mistress. In they all came, one after another, some shyly, some boldly, some graceful, some awkwardly, some pushing, some pulling. In they all came, anyhow and everyhow. Away they all went, 20 couple at once, hands half round and back again the other way, down the middle and up again, round and round in various stages of affectionate grouping. Old top couple always turning up in the wrong place, new top couples starting off again as soon as they got there. All top couples at last, and not a bottom one to help them. When this result was brought about, old Fezziwig, clapping his hands to stop the dance, cried out, "Well done!" And the fiddler plunged his hot face into a pot of porter, especially provided for that purpose. But scorning rest upon his reappearance, he instantly began again, though there were no dancers yet, as if the other fiddler had been carried home exhausted on a shutter, and he were a brand new man resolved to beat him out of sight or perish. There were more dancers, and there were forfeits and more dances, and there was cake, and there was negus, and there was a great piece of cold roast, and there was a great piece of cold boiled, and there were mince pies and plenty of beer. But the great effect of the evening came after the roast and boiled, when the fiddler, an artful dog mind, the sort of a man who knew his business better than you, or could have told it him, struck up Sir Roger de Coverley. Then old Fezziwig stood out to dance with Mrs. Fezziwig, top couple too, with a good stiff piece of work cut out for them. 3 or 4 and 20 pair of partners, people who were not to be trifled with, people who would dance and had no notion of walking. But if there had been twice as many, 4 times old Fezziwig would have been a match for them, and so would Mrs. Fezziwig. As to her, she was worthy to be his partner in every sense of the term. If that's not high praise, tell me higher and I'll use it. A positive light appeared to issue from Fezziwig's calves. They shone in every part of the dance like moons. You couldn't have predicted at any given time what would become of them next. And when old Fezziwig and Mrs. Fezziwig had gone all through the dance, advance and retire, both hands to your partner, bow and curtsy, corkscrew, thread the needle, and back again to your place, Fezziwig cut so deftly that he was appeared to wink with his legs, and came upon his feet again without a stagger. When the clock struck 11, this domestic ball broke up. Mr. and Mrs. Fezziwig took their stations, one on either side the door, and shaking hands with every person individually as he or she went out, wished him or her a Merry Christmas. When everybody had retired but the two apprentices, they did the same to them, and thus the cheerful voices died away, and the lads were left to their beds, which were under a counter in the back shop. During the whole of this time, Scrooge had acted like a man out of his wits. His heart and soul were in the scene, and with his former self. He corroborated everything, remembered everything, enjoyed everything, and underwent the strangest agitation. It was not until now, when the bright faces of his former self and Dick were turned from them, that he remembered the ghost, and became conscious that it was looking full upon him, while the light upon its head burnt very clear. "A small matter," said the ghost, "to make these silly folks so full of gratitude." "Small?" echoed Scrooge. The spirit sighed to him to listen to the two apprentices, who were pouring out their hearts in praise of Fezziwig, and when he had done so, said, "Why, is it not? He has spent but a few pounds of your mortal money, 3 or 4 perhaps. Is that so much that it deserves his praise?" "It isn't that," said Scrooge, heated by the remark, and speaking unconsciously, like his former, not his latter self. "It isn't that, Spirit. He has the power to render us happy or unhappy, to make our service light or burdensome, a pleasure or a toil. Say that his power lies in words and looks, in things so slight and insignificant that it's impossible to add and count them up. What then? The happiness he gives is quite as great as if it cost a fortune." He felt the spirit's glance and stopped. "What is the matter?" asked the ghost. "Nothing particular," said Scrooge. "Something, I think," the ghost insisted. "No," said Scrooge, "no. I should like to be able to say a word or two to my clerk just now. That's all." His former self turned down the lamps as he gave utterance to the wish, and Scrooge and the ghost again stood side by side in the open air. "My time grows short," observed the spirit. "Quick." This was not addressed to Scrooge, or to any one whom he could see, but it produced an immediate effect. For again Scrooge saw himself. He was older now, a man in the prime of life. His face had not the harsh and rigid lines of later years, but it had begun to wear the signs of care and avarice. There was an eager, greedy, restless motion in the eye, which showed the passion that had taken root, and where the shadow of the growing tree would fall. He was not alone, but sat by the side of a fair young girl in a mourning dress, in whose eyes that were tears, which sparkled in the light that shone out of the ghost of Christmas past. "It matters little," she said softly, "to you very little. Another idol has displaced me, and if it can cheer and comfort you in time to come, as I would have tried to do, I have no just case to grieve." "What idol has displaced you?" he rejoined. "A golden one." "This is the even-handed dealing of the world," he said. "There is nothing on which it is so hard as poverty, and there is nothing it professes to condemn with such severity as the pursuit of wealth." "You fear the world too much," she answered gently. "All your hopes have emerged into the hope of being beyond the chance of its sordid reproach. I have seen your nobler aspirations fall off one by one, until the master passion gain engrosses you. Have I not? What then? He retorted. Even I have grown so much wiser. What then? I am not changed towards you. She shook her head. Am I? Our contract is an old one. It was made when we were both poor and content to be so, until in good season we could improve our worldly fortune by our patient industry. You are changed. When it was made you with another when it was made, you were another man. I was a boy, he said impatiently. Your own feeling tells you that you are not what you are, she returned. I am. That which promised happiness when we were one in heart is fraught with misery now that we are two. How often and how keenly I have thought of this, I will not say. It is enough that I have thought of it and can release you. Have I ever sought release? In words, no, never. In what then? In a changed nature, in an altered spirit, in another atmosphere of life, another hope as its great end, in everything that made my love of any worth of value in your sight. If this had never been between us, said the girl, looking mildly, but with steadiness, upon him, tell me, would you seek me out and try to win me now? Ah, no. He seemed to yield to the justice of this supposition, in spite of himself, but he said with a struggle, you think not. I would gladly think otherwise if I could, she answered. Heaven knows, when I have learned a truth like this, I know how strong and irresistible it must be. But if you were free today, tomorrow, yesterday, can I even believe that you would choose a dowerless girl? You who, in your very confidence with her, weigh everything by gain, or choosing her, if for a moment you were false enough to your one guiding principle to do so. I do not know what your repentance and regret will surely follow. I do, and I release you, with a full heart for the love of him you once were. He was about to speak, but with her head turned from him, she resumed. You may, the memory of what is past half makes me hope you will have pain in this, and a very, very brief time, and you will dismiss the recollection of it gladly as an unprofitable dream, from which it happened well that you awoke. May you be happy in the life you have chosen. She left him, and they parted. Spirit, said Scrooge, show me no more. Conduct me home. Why do you like to torture me? One shadow more, exclaimed the ghost. No more, cried Scrooge, no more. I don't wish to see it. Show me no more. But the relentless ghost pinioned him in both his arms and forced him to observe what happened next. There were, in another scene and a place, a room not very large or handsome, but full of comfort. Near to the winter fire sat a beautiful young girl, so like that last that Scrooge believed it was the same until he saw her, now a commonly matron, sitting opposite her daughter. The noise in this room was perfectly tumultuous, for there were more children there than Scrooge in his agitated state of mind could count. And unlike the celebrated herd in the poem, there were not 40 children conducting themselves like one, but every child was conducting itself like 40. The consequences were uproarious beyond belief, but no one seemed to care. On the contrary, the mother and daughter laughed heartily and enjoyed it very much, and the latter, soon beginning to ming in the sports got pillaged by the young brigands most ruthlessly. What would I not have given to be one of them, though I never could have been so rude? No, no. I wouldn't for the wealth of all the world have crushed that braided hair and torn it down, and for the precious little shoe, I wouldn't have plucked it off. God bless my soul, to save my life. And as to measuring her waist in sport, as they did, bold young brood, I couldn't have done it. I should have expected my arm to have grown round it for punishment, and never come straight again. And yet I should have dearly liked, I own, to have touched her lips, to have questioned her, that she might have opened them, to have looked upon the lashes of her downcast eyes, and never raised a blush, to have let loose waves of hair, an inch of which would be a keepsake beyond price. In short, I should have liked, I do confess, to have had the lightness license of a child, and yet to have been a man enough to know its value. But now a knocking at the door was heard, and such a rush immediately ensued that she, with laughing face and plundered dress, was borne towards it in the centre of a flushed and boisterous group, just in time to greet the father, who came home attended by a man laden with Christmas toys and presents. Then the shouting and the struggling and the onslaught that was made on the defenceless porter, the scaling him with chairs for ladders, to dive into his pockets, despoil him of the brown paper parcels, hold on tight by his cravat, hug him around the neck, pummel his back, and kick his legs in irrepressible affection. The shouts of wonder and delight with which the development of every package was received, the terrible announcement that the baby had been taken in the act of putting a doll's frying pan into his mouth, and was more than suspected of having swallowed a fictitious turkey glued on a wooden platter. The immense relief of finding this a false alarm, the joy and gratitude and ecstasy, they are all indescribable alike. It is enough that by degrees the children and their emotions got out of the parlour, and by one stair at a time up to the top of the house, where they went to bed and so subsided. And now Scrooge looked on more attentively than ever, when the master of the house, having his daughter leaning fondly on him, sat down with her and her mother at his own fireside. And when he thought that such another creature, quite as graceful and as full of promise, might have called him father, and been a springtime in the haggard winter of his life, his sight grew very, very dim indeed. Belle, said the husband, turning to his wife with a smile, I saw an old friend of yours this afternoon. Who was it? Guess. How can I? Tut, don't I know? She added in the same breath, laughing as he laughed. Mr. Scrooge. Mr. Scrooge it was. I passed his office window, and it was not shut up, and he had a candle inside. I could scarcely help seeing him. His partner lies upon the point of death, I hear, and there he sat alone, quite alone in the world, I do believe. Spirit, said Scrooge in a broken voice, remove me from this place. I told you these were shadows of the things that have been, said the ghost, that they are what they are, and do not blame me. Remove me, Scrooge exclaimed. I cannot bear it. He turned upon the ghost, and seeing that it looked upon him with a face in which, in some strange way, there were fragments of all the face he had shown him, wrestled with it. Leave me, take me back, haunt me no longer. In the struggle, if that can be called a struggle, in which the ghost, with no visible resistance on its own part, was undisturbed by any effort of its adversary, Scrooge observed that its light was burning high and bright, and dimly connecting that with an influence over him. He seized the extinguisher cap, and by a sudden action pressed it down upon its head. The spirit dropped beneath it, so that the extinguisher covered its whole form. But though Scrooge pressed it down with all his force, he could not hide the light which streamed from under it in an unbroken flood upon the ground. It was conscious of being exhausted and overcome by an irresistible drowsiness, and further of being in his own bedroom. He gave the cat a parting squeeze, in which his hand relaxed, and had barely time to reel to bed before he sank into a heavy sleep. Okay, I'm going to stop there. There he is. And there is also another illustration. It's Belle with her children. That's another part which is different, because in the 1951 it shows her in, like, I don't think it was a workhouse, but she was helping people that were ill. But I like the end there for Belle. That's really, really nice. So next we'll be on Stay Free. There. So there we go. So I'm going to make a cup of tea and hold your breath. I'm going to see if I can do some stitching. Yay! So take care, and I will see you tomorrow.